and then we're going to go ahead and get started in a second, guys. But while I'm posting these, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I'm going to turn down the volume for a moment. My name is Mike Grosso. I'm with Private Pook Games. DRILLY WILLIS is a game I designed as a full solo developer, and I thought tonight I was just feeling like streaming something. Wasn't sure what to do, so I ended up deciding, let's go ahead and stream DRILLY WILLIS. It's coming out on November 9th. I could always be doing a little more, creative ways, try a few more creative ways of streaming it. So I thought I would stream it tonight and just do the opening. It's not going to be a very long stream because I want it to be something that everyone feels cool taking a look at, but and I want it to be something you can jump into really quickly. I'm not looking to take up a ridiculous amount of everyone's time tonight, but thought I would give it a try. This is very much an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. All right, I think I've posted enough stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and put the music on. Ridiculously proud of the music in this game, guys. I'm also going to plug in a controller because it is very, very, very PC controller compatible. The prompts are all designed for the Xbox controller, but I found I'm using a Logitech F310 tonight, which actually is the same sort of layout. I found the Xbox controller layout great for most standard PC controllers. That said, you can kind of make adjustments as needed. Let's see. I have a lot. I have a lot of my saved games from doing different play testing. I'm going to go ahead and delete those, and then I'm going to start in safe slot 1. You can see there's a lot of percentages. This is sort of a Metroid. I've called it a Metroidvania meets regular show and Adventure Time, so you can see that there's a lot of percentages and stuff. So if you're one of those Metroidvania fans who loves 100%ing, you can try and do this one. Anyways. Intro time. This is the story of the guitarist. Not the most famous guitarist, but a good, honest musician with an amazing drill for a head. Their name was DRILLY WILLIS. One night, just before hitting the stage, DRILLY read a news article about musicians and musical equipment going missing. Oh, that's terrible. DRILLY worried they'd be next, but nothing had ever stood between them and the stage, and nothing would tonight. Press A to meet DRILLY backstage. So that's the opening. I tried to make it a quick one because I want the story to tell itself. I don't want this to be one of those games where you find tons of documents that tell the story. So, okay. Left analog stick or D-pad is fine too, just for those of you who are curious. Hope you're excited to perform. As your impeccably honest manager, I admit I'd hoped to sell more tickets, but the people here are stoked to see you. Be extra careful tonight. A lot of clients have gone missing lately. I'll never find another guitarist with a drill head, and you'll never find another manager with 4 hands. Oh, that sounds interesting. Let me go ahead. Oh, good. Anyway, your fans are waiting. Grab your guitar and hit the stage. Okay, so I'm going to go grab my guitar. You found your guitar. You've always practiced regularly, so you've grown into a competent guitarist. Now get on stage and melt your fans' faces. Since it's a character who has a drill for a head and what I like to call sick guitar skills, I had to have some melting faces jokes in there. You also might have seen in the bottom left there was an achievement. I do have over 30 achievements in the game. The one he got was called a different type of axe. You just have to grab your guitar. There's other ones for drilling your enemies with your drill head, shooting screws at enemies. There's even ones, lots of different ones. I don't want to spoil too many of them, including the ones that are mysteries. But let's just say there's a lot of them, including a final achievement. DRILLY WILLIS Game Master. Earn all achievements. Although I don't even know if I've gotten all of them, to be honest. I was looking at my save games. I don't think I do. Anyways. Most of the sound effects I made myself. However, the crowd in this one is a Creative Commons sound effect I got from freesound.org, or is it .org or .com? I'm not sure. But if you've ever done any sort of game development, you probably know about that website. It's very nice. A performer like no other, the one, the only. They're introducing DRILLY. And the crowd goes wild for DRILLY WILLIS. Not so fast, DRILLY WILLIS. Stop this concert at once. You think this crowd belongs to you? Think again. It's my crowd. All crowds are my crowds. Bow at the feet of Flash Clappy, the most incredible musician ever. I'm so amazing I don't even have to practice. And there you might have caught my first theme of this game. Why are you all booing? Why are you not worshiping me? You're all insolent. You've been brainwashed by this Drilly Willis scum. Oh, I love the boo sounds. Also came from a Creative Commons sound that was very cool on freesounds.com or org, one of the two. I'll teach you to hate my untouchable musical prowess. Just watch what I'm about to do to your musical hero, this Drilly Willis clown. Oh, forgot how much I love Flash Clappy's theme music. Yeah, I love it. It's kind of a nice little sort of post-rock, metal but not too metal, with a little bit of sensitivity in there. He is a sensitive guy. I'll send Drilly to a terrible place where they'll never again interfere with my destiny to become the sole musical god. Goodbye, Drilly Willis. You will never return. I wish I could flip like that. All right, the Band's World entrance. That is the intro. A equals jump. So we tried to make the tutorials really non-invasive and very obvious. Right bumper. Those sound effects were all made by me. I enjoyed putting them together. Start is pause, very few in the screen. It just kind of gives you an idea. You can see that you're collecting gears that you can eventually spend on upgrades. You have hit points, and there are ways to make your hit points, your max, and your current go up and down, or mostly up. Drilly's current max and maximum groove. Groove is something you use to jam songs, which we haven't seen yet, but we will see soon. Guitar chops are when you play your guitar, how good these powers are. When you play songs on your guitar, they give you special abilities, they give you special attacks, and guitar chops decides how good those special attacks are. So I thought it would be cool to put in, some lingo from guitar players. People talk about chops on drums, on guitars, and I wanted it to have like a game focus here. There's your drill head, your main attack. You have power, which determines the strength, the speed, which determines how many times it cycles in a second. So as you upgrade your power, you do more damage. As you upgrade your speed, you increase the rate at which you cause that damage. So it's unique in the fact that it's not just how much damage it does, it's how quickly it does the damage. So there's two different factors at play. And then you can see I have a regular drill head. There's going to be more drill heads you get later. Screw shooter is something we'll talk about in a little bit. And then equip song, we don't have any. One of the things we're going to find out is that when Flash Clappy banished me to this place, he took away all my guitar skills. So we're going to have to earn them back. And then I love restart from checkpoint only because you never know what a player's going to do, where they're going to get stuck, what they might want to do. So putting in restart from checkpoint just gives you an assurance that no matter what happens, you can run into the most game-breaking bug ever, and you will always have a way to go back. So for the record, this game has been playing very solid with playtesters recently. Been really working to make sure that there's no issues when you sit down to play this. Minimal issues. All games have some sort of bugs that make it in, but nothing game-breaking and nothing really noticeable that I would think at this point. Back equals map. That's the back button on the controller. It would be the equivalent of select on a PlayStation controller. So you can see that it has a mapping system that shows you where exits are in your current room. Most importantly, you can see there's a couple collectibles. There's strings, there's tuning pegs. You have a percentage of how many rooms and items you've found so far and your current location, what it's called. Because when, I didn't really point this out, but when you go between rooms, you can see it tells you each room has a name. That's just to both give meaning to the world, but also to hopefully let the player feel some meaning in where they're at. Left analog stick, excellent. I'm going to go ahead and give away, there's a gear heading down here. You found a blue gear. A blue gear is worth 5 total gears. Use them at a workbench to build upgrades. I'll make sure we hit a workbench before we're done tonight. Oh, great. Another guitarist exiled to this terrible place. Flash Clappy banished you here, right? They also banished me and a bunch of other sad folk you'll meet around here. My name's Boom Boxwell. I was a speaker in Clappy's sound system for their awful wedding band. Awful because Clappy was out of tune. Clappy blamed me for it, said I had a rich speaker tone. Ridiculous. They sent me here as punishment, the same as you. Clappy banished our musical talent as well. That's why you don't know any songs at the beginning of the game. He took it all away from you, all of your musical talent. You're going to have to earn it back. Don't even try playing your guitar. You won't remember any songs, and your drill head isn't strong enough to drill us out. Not yet. You might as well wait for the tide of terrible tunes to sweep us away. And that's that. So yeah, it turns out you're not the only person Flash Clappy has sent. There's a reason why there were news reports about musicians and musical equipment being sent, disappearing. Feeling lost, hold right trigger to zoom out. So one of the things I wanted to make sure is a player can really feel like they know where they are or check where they are. Rooms where that is disabled, there's a really good reason for it, I promise. Hold L trigger is for hints. There are no in-game penalties for hints, and there are none, other than your own shame feeling to figure out what to do next on your own. Said as a joke, so hopefully it did not hurt your feelings. You can see in this instance it says, search Creepy Crawly Cave's main chamber for an item to get past rock roadblocks. So, can't get through those yet. But it says rock roadblocks, so clearly I gotta search this chamber to find something. You got the rock drill head. Now your drill head attack does more damage and can break through rock roadblocks. Awesome. You can also see that speech bubbles come back. So if someone has a speech bubble, you know that they have something to say that they haven't said before. Did you seriously just climb all the way to the top of this cave? And you found a stronger drill head? That's fantastic. We might actually have a chance of escaping this place and stopping Flash Clappy. Let's split up and look for a way out. I can't jump as well as you can, but I can still explore and share anything I learn if we meet up elsewhere. Thanks, Drilly, for giving me a reason to hope again. All right. So I'm going to go back, get that gear I saw hiding over here. I promise I do tend to be very humble and modest. I will say, though, that I am really proud of the songs in this game. The background music is all stuff that I wrote and performed myself. It's all looped guitars, a combination of me layering guitars and bass. It sounds, many people think there's percussion in it, but there actually isn't. It's different things I've done with the guitar to make it sound like there's percussion and give it a rhythm, but there actually isn't. Ooh, right here it says Diamond Roadblocks. So if you're a fan of Metroidvania, if you're a fan of games where there's paths that open up as you go, there's a ton of them in this game. I also want to mention that platforming-wise, I spent a lot of time trying to get the physics in this game right. A lot of that is thanks to it was built and coded in Unity. So I coded things into it to make that work. I used some of Unity's physics and really spent a lot of time making sure that this feels good. So if you like your platformers to be tight and feel good, and why make a platformer if you're not going to make it feel tight? Then hopefully this would be something you would like. For the record, I also want to mention that you probably noticed that I passed the checkpoint over here. That's both a place where if you die, you'll return to the said checkpoint, and also if you got stuck somewhere, which doesn't generally happen, you can return to the checkpoint that way. All right. Green hearts. So you can see now I have 40 hit points total I can have rather than 30, so that's pretty good. Making sure I have a few things set in place, guys. Thanks so much for your patience while I try out this whole streaming thing. Done it a few times, but not really to any extent like this. It's been we're trying it with my own game. Is a little, I'll be honest, it's a little scary, but I like it. And I'm proud of the game, so it's good to do. I remember calling the character Gordon, just because I thought he needed a name. Stay out of my cave or you will be sorry. Big Gordon. Yep. You think Gordon is scary, and let's be honest, he's not. He's a training enemy. He's an early enemy that lets you get adjusted to the game while not fighting anything particularly tough. That said, it gets a little more Big Gordon's cave. But where's Big Gordon? Workbench. So here you can see you can upgrade a bunch of different things. You can upgrade your drill head power. You can upgrade your drill head speed. That was one of the things I mentioned, kind of plays into the amount of damage. It's not just how strong your drill head is, it's how fast it is and how fast it damages enemies. There's screw shooter power, which doesn't affect us yet because we haven't found the screw shooter. Screw rate of fire, same thing. Guitar chops, which will very soon affect us. And then there's a bonus item called Item Radar. So it's a good number of things. I have 17 gears, so I'm going to upgrade drill power. You can see I got an achievement. I got self-improvement achievement. And that should be right in here. Yeah, you can see it's down here. And they highlight in here. If you're playing the game on Steam, it does have Steam achievements too, so it'll both be listed. Your achievements will both be listed in-game if you do a install from itch.io or that sort of thing. If you're playing in Steam, it will be in the Steam interface, so you can share with your friends how awesome you are. I've relearned a song. You've relearned a rock song. This song rocks so hard that flaming notes shoot out of your guitar. Who doesn't want to play a song on the guitar and have flaming notes shoot out? I certainly know I do. The better your guitar chops, the more flaming notes you shoot. Press L bumper to jam a song, but be careful. Drilly can't move while jamming. That can become something you can also adjust to power up in the game. So at first, you'll see it takes them a while to jam songs, but as the game goes on, that sort of changes, and there becomes ways you can make the amount of time change. Oh, it's Big Gordon. No! He's such a huge dude. I'll shoot my guitar at them. All right. You were no match for me, Big Gordon. Let's see. Oh, only have 3 more, so not quite ready. That's all right. I'm going to run away from these guys, keep the game moving. Oh, tried to hit him with my guitar flame. It did not work. Was killing them, but they killed me first. As the game goes on, that becomes a little better. So you can see the flame hangs out and can help you kill enemies sometimes, or at least fight them away. Ooh, I see there's a little deer over there. Let's go ahead and get that one. You can see that he has groove, and when he jams the song, it does use up groove. So you get to a point where, oh, I'm out, I can't play songs, so you do have to watch that. You can't just jam at will. That said, one of the things that happens sometimes at checkpoints is you get your groove back. So Drilly got his groove back. Yeah, hopefully my next joke will be better than that. Sometimes there's more than one way to take down an enemy. For example, there are facey monsters waiting for you below. This is probably up in my top 5 favorite drawings that I illustrated for this game. These are all my illustrations, all the animations. Facey's probably one of my favorite. Not so much because of the animation, just because his face, I just love his face. Your drill will damage Facey, but it won't hold them still the way it does with Gordon. Either wait for Facey to stop moving before attacking, or find a different weapon. So I got 2 choices, because if I just try to attack him with my drill, he's kind of gonna pound right through me is the problem. So you can kind of see, if you're trying to just do it, he kind of just pounds right through it. So I've either got to wait till he stops and drill him, or I have to use my, or I got to use another weapon. In this case, I just got another one, so I could totally shoot that at him a couple times. And my aim was off, but that's all right. I could also, if I'm not feeling like doing that, I can wait for him to stop. So there is an element of strategy in the game. I hope that makes sense. I can see I can't go this way because that's way up there, but there is a boulder. Got him in time. And then he dropped a time signature. Picking up time signatures, blue ones, will give you back groove that you currently have. Green time signatures increase your maximum groove. All right. Another blue gear. Don't have to read all of that. Ooh, we're going to go up here. Ooh, new music. Creepy crawly closet one, and you can kind of see how the map's filling out right now. One of the things I like is you can actually see there's an icon for the workbench, so if I need to go back to the workbench, I know where to go. Right now, I think I still have 17 gears. It's not quite enough to get any more upgrades right now, but I can go there when I want. Let's push this guy because I can see an item down there. You found a low E string. There are 6 strings in total. Each one improves your playing ability by decreasing the time you must stand still to jam a song. So, if I try to jam a song now, the bar's filling a little bit faster. So every time I find a string, that upgrades just a little bit, which is pretty cool. The other thing that I really that I wanted to make sure of is I wanted this to feel legitimate. If you're a real guitar player, I wanted you to notice a few little Easter eggs, like the strings found. What are the names of the strings? There's the low E, A, D, G, B, and high E. And, well, the one I just found was the lowest one. I don't know if you can hear that over the background music, but I really wanted to make sure if you're going to find strings, collectible strings in this game, well, there should be 6 of them because your standard guitar has 6 strings, and they should be named after the actual strings themselves. Tuning pegs, it's the same thing. Actually, shouldn't have put that away. Tuning pegs are, for those of you who don't know, are these, the pegs at the head of your guitar that you use to tune them. Those actually, when you find those, increase your defense because they help you stay in tune, quote unquote. Thought that would be a nice little nod to guitarists. Whoop, accidentally pushed the jam button. Your rock song is very powerful, but it does need to be used with a little bit of grace. That said, that's one of the things. It has its power, but it also has its limitations. Ooh. Like, for instance, when you run out, gotta wait for Facey to stop. I can I can play another song because I found some more groove. You can see right now I have 2 groove, 2 out of 2, because I just went and hit a checkpoint. All right. Makes it a little easier to take those guys out, and definitely that guy. All right. Okay, creepy crawly cave beast. You can see I'm starting to fill out the beginning of the map. It's Boomboxville again. Dude, we both made it out of that cavern. We are the epitome of rock and roll. The only problem is we've escaped into a part of the cavern that sucks even more than the last one. This whole cave is filled with creepy crawlies that flash clappies in here. They've been here so long that they've mutated into weird versions of what they once were. So we're world building here. This isn't only a place where you get banished, but it's a place where anything you send here, anything that's here has been sent by Flash Clappy, including just the random creatures you see, even we're going to find out the objects you see. Everything has been sent there by him. That there's something that in some way he has come to hate or that have wronged him in some way. So this is really just, Flash Clappy is just a bitter, overly sensitive person. And I almost said guy, and I stopped myself, guys, because one of the things I really tried to pay attention to in this game is I really wanted to make it gender neutral. I don't use, him or her pronouns. It's all very gender neutral. And that's not because I'm trying to make some political statement. It's just because it wasn't hard to do, and it's pretty inclusive. And for people who that matters for, they notice and they appreciate it. And it really wasn't that hard. It's really not that hard to do. And so I thought I would go ahead and make that effort there, make a little bit of an effort. It absolutely does not change anything about the quality of the game other than make it a little more inclusive. So hope that's appreciated. It's not no big deal. It wasn't easy. It wasn't hard for me to put in. All right. So those Gordon crawling things, they were once just regular old snails. And watch out for spiders on the fences. Clearly I almost said crappy. Clappy had arachnophobia. He is kind of crappy sometimes, but his name is Clappy. They probably hated thorn bushes too. Watch your back, Drilly. So literally all of this cave is creepy, crawly things that Flash Clappy hates and tried to banish. And of course, we're finding that all the people we're meeting here too, all have a story to tell. Ooh, I got an achievement, Drilling Apprentice. Let's check out what it is. Drilling Apprentice, defeat 50 enemies with your drill head, 50 of 50. So you can see we'll also get Drilling Expert and Drill Master. So awesome. Speed the Spider. Yes. Oh. See if I can take him out. I was hoping I had some more groove left, but I don't. See if I can get him. Ah, there we go. He turns away from me. You got the Screw Shooter. It has a better range than your drill head, but does significantly less damage. Press X to fire up to 3 screws at once. So, all right. So you can see it's really easy to shoot speed with it, but it doesn't quite pack the same punch as getting them with the drill, especially because if you guys remember, I upgraded my drill head to power 2. Screw Shooter is still at 1. The other thing with the drill head is, unlike the Screw Shooter, which hits and does its damage right away, if you keep the enemy locked in your drill head, then it continues to do damage. So the Screw Shooter can be really nice with Facey when you're trying to keep him still, but found a green time signature, your max groove has increased. So there's one of the ones that increases it. I now can have 3 groove total. Sorry, I went on a tangent there for a second, but it's one of those things where the drill head ends up being a lot more useful than you might originally think. And originally, when I had the game, I remember when I started building it, I had a couple people play it, and the drill head was mostly used for, getting rid of roadblocks. And your main weapon was the Screw Shooter, which, don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool. I love the physics of the Screw Shooter. I love how the screws kind of pile up and hang out for a little bit and can still damage enemies, for the record, before they disappear. But one of the things that someone said is, okay, it's a game called DRILLY WILLIS. Your character has a drill for a head, and then the drill function is only for interacting with your environment. Well, I want to drill people with it. Like, let's drill enemies. That's really cool. And of course, very soon after that, I tried it out and realized it's a great combat mechanic. And I had originally done it that way, and then sort of thought the drill head might make it. I originally started the game with the drill head as a fighting mechanic. Then it had seemed like it might be a little bit too easy, because if you can lock all the enemies in the drill head, you just catch them and then they all die. And as I played around with it, I realized, no, it's really not that easy, and there's other things you can add as the game progresses that change the challenge and give you different things to do. So anyways, that's the end of my tangent. Let's talk to Spatulo. Who are you supposed to be? Drilly? That's a depressing name. But then again, everything's depressing down here. I think this guy came from a Dark Souls game, personally. I think you got to go find a From Software game, Spatulo. I'm Spatulo. I used to cook food at a venue where Flash Clappy performed. But one night, nobody showed up to their show, and they blamed it on my food instead of their terrible band. See, this is another person who, through no fault of their own, made Flash Clappy upset. It's pointless trying to escape, That fence above leads to the surface, but it's guarded by a horrible giant. If you get past him, you'll probably face something even worse. Everyone who's made it to the surface comes back babbling about mashed potato mountains. It scared me so bad that I cut the fence leading up. Now nobody can climb up there. No, I absolutely will not repair it or help you reach the fence that's still there. We're both stuck down here, and I have no inspiration to climb up there. Inspiration being the key word here. So I can't get up there. There's something up there that I need to get to, but I can't get up there because someone, I'm not pointing fingers here, but somebody cut the fence. Oh, I hit another speed. You can see with hand search for a song in the deepest part of creepy crawly cave south. Should have said mild spoiler, but no, not even really a spoiler to be honest. I'll try and sneak in. Oh, didn't do it. I can, however, shoot that at them, and then I can get in here, workbench ahead, use it to upgrade yourself and your equipment. Cool. I'll do that. All right, we got a rock roadblock that I can get through. Oh, an iron roadblock. Not strong enough yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I really want to power up my drill speed so it can damage faster, but I want to go ahead and upgrade drill chops or a guitar chop, sorry, because I specifically want to make sure on the stream I show that when you do that, it improves your rock song. So for instance, now I have 2 guitar chops, so I can shoot 2 different fireballs, and they can damage whoever they need to. That can become very, very useful when you start shooting out a ton of them. Oh, can't go through there yet. You can see that it flies through them, but it does do some significant damage. You can also see that if you go down here, there's yet another Metroidvania-like, oh, can't get past that yet. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to play for too much longer because I want this to be a video you can watch in one sitting preferably, or mostly watch in one sitting. Caution falling boulders. However, I do want to show one other important thing, and that's where this loops around. Because I did really want to make this an interconnected world. First, want to show there's some interesting platforming here. We have some magically increasing in size boulders. And most importantly, if you take a look, there's an item in the bottom right there. I'm using the zoom out function to show that that's right over there. Whew, that was close. You found a tuning peg for your low E string. There are 6 tuning pegs in total. Each one improves your ability to stay in tune. Staying in tune improves your defense. So now I can look on my map screen. I can, see that my map's filling out nicely. And I can see that there's tuning pegs found. It has a low E string there. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm going to play this just until I can take this around. I'm going to show you a place where the path meets up. Just because I need to keep saying this, I want to be really clear. One of the things I'm really proud of is I got builds of this that are now functioning correctly for Steam on Windows, macOS, and Linux. So especially Linux fans, I talk to Linux users all the time who, just want more games. They're always saying, why can't this be on Linux? Why can't that be on Linux? That sucks. You're getting left behind a lot of the time. I didn't want to leave Linux users behind on this one. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, confirm it was functioning correctly, but the Linux version of the game is functioning correctly. It will be on Steam, so that'll be waiting for you. If you really, really, really prefer non-DRM, there are going to be versions of it on itch right now. And the one on itch, if I'm correct, is actually part of the, it's a pre-order because it's not out yet until November 9th. But I did want to mention that on itch, I believe it might be part of the Halloween sale right now. So, granted, the game is really not too high priced for what I think is included in it and what you get. The list price is pretty good. It's going to be $9.99 when it comes out on Steam on November 9th. However, it's going to start with a 20% discount. So I believe it's going to be the first 7 days or so. So on itch right now, there is a Halloween discount. And on Steam, when it first launches, there's going to be a 20% discount. So just be aware, if you wishlist it on Steam, it's going to tell you the day it comes out. The moment it comes out, you're going to get an email saying, hey, DRILLY WILLIS, a game on your wish list, is both released and it's on sale, so hooray. And I just want to go ahead. This is the last thing I'm going to show you guys because I did my self-promo. You can see that I pushed this boulder. This is an area that I had seen before, and I'd seen that there was a boulder up here. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody saw who might look at this, that there's a lot of interconnectedness to this world. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of places that open up as you go. And as you can see here, I'm right back to the place where I first met the Facey monsters. So that's where I'm going to end for right now. I might do one again. I know that most of you will probably not be looking at this from the live stream. You'll be checking it out from either my website, privatepook.com. Maybe you'll be looking at it from Steam. Many different things that could be happening. Either way, please, if you're any bit interested in the game, go ahead and wishlist it on Steam. Especially the wishlisting really helps me out with visibility on Steam, helps me out with getting other people to take a look at the game, and if you know someone who you think would be into this, please share it. Being an indie game developer, if you don't know, is one of those things that you're always fighting for everything you get. And we always appreciate, at least me, I can't speak for everyone else, but I appreciate everyone who gives any support they can, whether it's just telling a friend, putting a wish list out there to help me increase my numbers for visibility, or even just emailing and saying, hey, I saw the stream. I'm not a video game person, but man, it looks awesome. I love the work you put into it, because there's a lot of tender love and care that have gone into this game. I've been making it for the past year. I started last year. In 2019, I think summer 2019, maybe a little after around this time, and it's been a labor of love. So thanks so much, guys, for checking it out. I'm going to go ahead and end by quitting and rocking out to the title screen music. Thanks so much. Have a good night.